Hey, what's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce that next week, Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be announcing the winner of my 60,000 subscriber silver giveaway. The entry video is still open, so this is your last chance to enter if you want to get free silver shipped straight to your front doorstep. All you got to do is click one button and type 5 letters, literally. The entry video is the top link in the description. I'll even pin it as the top comment in this video. May the luckiest stacker win. I'm also very aware that a lot of these sites are running out of their quote-unquote popular coins. They usually sell maples, eagles, kangaroos, all that, Britannias. And it's going to continue to get worse. So I can offer you a company that you could buy from that is still a direct authorized dealer with the United States Mint. No other company is, only a few. And you could purchase through them. You'll never run out of any of this stuff because they have direct access. This is a big time dealer. It's not some AppMex. This is some serious stuff. They could fill multi-million-dollar orders snap of a finger. You could also just buy $50 of silver if you want. There is no minimum. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They'll love to hear it. That is the place that will benefit you in the long run as these companies, especially, local coin shops, these smaller companies, they're at the bottom of the barrel already. I mean, I got people emailing me, telling me some horror stories of, buying random years and getting these coins nobody even heard of and, ridiculous prices. Miles Franklin will match any price that's cheaper than theirs. So you literally cannot go anywhere cheaper than them. Anyways, I'll shut up about that. I just wanted to offer you that opportunity. Let's jump into this. Gold Digger. Physical silver demand is super strong, but why are prices so weak? I don't know. That's a good question. There is a direct correlation between silver demand and the prices. If you ever look at a chart, when silver demand is high, the price almost mimics it. So what is going on right now? Why are prices still so weak? Let's actually take a quick look at prices. Right now, silver is sitting at $20.38 over the last week. It's been a little flat. So that's what's happening right now. Just wanted to give a little bit of a context of what they're talking about. Physical silver demand is reaching record highs. Record highs. I mean, that speaks for itself. Another deficit in 2022 means vault stocks are running low. Despite this, the silver price has struggled in recent months thanks to cautious outlook from instos. And the worst part about this is we're setting record-breaking highs. Yes, mining production is still depleting over the last 7 years, cutting back hundreds of millions of ounces to some extent, but the vaults are also emptied, which means this is also going to affect the paper markets, not just the physical side of things. This is also intertwining into the COMEX, and it could be leading to the COMEX potentially collapsing. We know that if there's not enough contracts to turn into physical delivery, or if there's not enough silver for those contracts to get turned into physical delivery, what would happen? The silver shortage would get exposed because they're trying to say it's a 1-to-1 scale. Every ounce of silver that's on the COMEX, that ounce could be transferred into and converted into physical silver. But that's not the case. It's actually around 250 to 1. 250 ounces to 1. That means that every ounce of silver you hold in your bare hand, 250 other people theoretically own that same ounce. And that's actually the 250 to 1 leverage, because if you take that and then multiply it by silver spot price, that gives you around $5,000 an ounce silver. Not saying that that will hit that, but if you want to look technically, given the circumstances with the shortage in what this facade is they're playing on the COMEX, that's what would be happening. Silver's bounced back 10% over the past few days, handing it to the strongest gains of the major precious metals. Still, the price action remains disappointing for silver bulls, especially given the strength of the physical demand at the moment. Yes, there's a nice jump right here. But compared to the demand, that's peanuts. Demand is reaching record highs. I mean, and this isn't just, we could focus on industrial, a lot of what I talk about, but just the investment sector alone, everyone wants a slice of, wants a slice of that silver pie, but there's just not much pie left. I mean, it's getting insane to see how popular silver is getting. Metals Focus says India, a major end user, continues to import record volumes of silver bullion from jewelry and silverware. August deliveries alone reached 1,056 tons, bringing the total to 6,239 tons annually. This already represents the third highest total on record, and even though the recent price gains may temper near-term imports, the forthcoming festive and wedding season and its associated jewelry and silverware buying mean it's only a matter of time before India posts a new high, eclipsing 2015's record of 7,530 tons. Retail investment in the US and Germany, the other two key silver physical investment markets, have also remained high. Their gains continue to trend, which stretches back to 2020 when this whole situation first started. Lastly, industrial demand looks to set another record high as decarbonization centered on solar panels, or these PV installations, which is photovoltaic cells, which is silver, and vehicle electrification helps drive gains in excess of the global GDP growth. So I mean, every single angle, the investment sector, the industrial sector, which the industrial sector alone and especially is going to be skyrocketing in the next 5 to 10 years and 15, 20 years. Let's just say 10 years, just to put a little bit, be able to put it into a short / medium term time frame to get an idea. But it's not like it's just going to stop after 10 years. In 20 years, it'll be double of what it is in 10 years. We're going to need more and more and more silver moving on for the next century. But we're already having a hard time keeping up with the demand now. So just imagine what silver's price could be in 20 years, 30 years. That's when I plan on selling, is like 20, 30 years from now. Imagine how much silver I could accumulate by then. Imagine what the price could be. Now, yes, the price could be triple digits by the year 2025, so I don't know what price I would throw in the Tau buying app, but regardless, the whole point is that there's a lot of opportunity right now at $20 silver. We're going to be wishing, in the future, we'll be wishing we could go back in time, to October 7th, 2022, and wish we could buy silver at $20 again. Right now we can, but one day we'll be wishing we still can. Another deficit in 2022 means vault stocks are running low. All this has contributed to another substantial forecasted physical supply deficit in 2022. This silver shortage is not a myth, folks. It is blatantly right in front of us. The numbers don't lie. See, I'm probably, and I'm not trying to, toot my own horn, I'm just being serious. I was probably one of the first channels to really talk about the shortage. A lot of people didn't believe me. A lot of people said that I was exaggerating or that I didn't know what I was talking about. And I've even read articles where you could see they're basically aiming at me, saying these social media guys don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, when those guys aren't doing research hours a day, where I am. Everyone knows now. It's not just, oh, you got to be someone who's digging deep every day. It's mainstream news now. And the reality is much worse, much more severe than I'm sure a lot of people even thought it was. For example, London vault stocks at 916 million ounces are at their lowest for the LBMA series, which stretches back to July 2016, which was the $21 high silver, which previously, that was the highest since 2011 actually. So that was a record high. I remember back in 2016 when in July of 2016 when silver broke above $20 for the first time. It was exciting. Nowadays, it's like only $20. But anyways, yeah, check this out. Similarly, the COMEX stocks now stand at 313 million ounces, which is their lowest level since June of 2020. Despite this, the silver price has struggled in recent months. But why? Negative sentiment from large investors. Despite the recent pullback in rate expectations and the impetus this has provided to precious metals, the institutional investors still remain cautious about the outlook for the complex. In spite of the strength in underlying silver demand, this caution remains the biggest headwind for the silver price. While rate expectations have been trimmed, further tightening is still expected, both this year and going into 2023, pushing yields higher and lending further support to the dollar. As a result, we believe silver's price will face renewed selling pressure towards the end of the year, which is likely to continue into 2023 in spite of an increasingly supportive supply and demand backdrop. And this is actually good news, I guess, if you're a true silver stacker. Especially heading into the holidays, it's usually bearish, very bearish for the end of the year. You know, a lot of people, they're traveling, aren't really paying attention to the market. Some people are selling their silver to buy Christmas presents, yada, yada, you know, kind of distracted, not as much into social media. Regardless, that calls for opportunity, especially around the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, which, by the way, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned because I have some really cool ideas for Black Friday, Cyber Monday regarding my audience. I'm always trying to cook up new things. And if you have any new ideas, just send me an email, info.silverslayer@gmail.com. I love working with you guys. I talk to you guys all day long. We've been cooking up some really cool stuff behind the scenes. I reply to every single email. I don't reply to the comments. It would take me, I get thousands of comments a day since, I'm 3-4 videos backdated, still get tons of views, and I get around 300-400 comments per video. So, I can't read and respond to every comment, but if you email me, usually that's a more serious question if you're willing to go out of your way to send me an email. And, there's a lot less emails I'm getting than comments. So if you want to talk to me personally, you still can. You just send me an email instead of write it in the comment section. The comment section is mainly for you guys to throw your thoughts and input on the topic, not for me to read necessarily. Yes, I do read some, but if you want to ask me something personal, and plus I don't like having a personal conversation in a public comment section. If you want to, talk to me personally, just send me an email, info.silverslayer@gmail.com. Regardless, though, I think for true silver stackers, this is great because it allows us to keep buying. Especially for me, I haven't been buying much silver at all, and I'm going to start placing bigger purchases in the next 3, 4, 5 months. So I hope that the price stays low. But anyways, a great week for precious metals. Will it continue? Gold jumped to $1,729 this week, its highest since the 13th of September, as U.S. rate expectations were scaled back. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into the non-farm payrolls and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into the miners and all that stuff. I like telling you guys the stuff you need to know, not the stuff that's, I don't like the rambling. I like getting straight to the point, the important data. I doubt any of you guys care about the non-farm payrolls or which company had the most returns and what. Like, no, stop. I hate when channels do that on YouTube, and that's why I don't, because I don't want to be like that. But yeah, so, a lot of other stuff has been going on. Since this video is already kind of lengthy, I'll probably turn this into another video, but it's talking about the short squeeze won't last. Silver price to end the year lower. Bourne's metals focus, kind of what I was just going off of, as it's usually very bearish at the end of the year, and that's even more opportunity to just lower our dollar per ounce average, get silver for cheaper. And if you want to buy your silver from the cheapest place possible and build a business relationship with a dealer that can find silver when none of these other sites can, then work with Miles Franklin. Andy Scheckman is the CEO, probably the most influential, best type of dealer you want to be, that you want to be friends with. I'm not even kidding. Even Robert Kiyosaki, the author Rich Dad Poor Dad, I was on the show the other day, and Robert Kiyosaki was like, my precious metals dealer for decades. I've had this guy for decades. He can't find silver anymore for me. But he was like, but Andy Scheckman still can. Andy Scheckman just filled a $50 million order. A lot of these sites can't even, they're out of stock and simple maple leafs and stuff. Andy Scheckman has connections, and that's the CEO of Miles Franklin. So when I'm mentioning that you guys can send an email to info@milesfranklin.com, and not only will they match the, you cannot buy from anywhere cheaper because they will match it. If you find another site that has a cheaper deal, has lower prices than him, which I doubt, even if, let's say you did find somewhere, send him the screenshot or the email and he will match that price. You literally cannot go anywhere cheaper. Plus, even better yet, building a relationship with that company, with Andy, is that's important enough, that's beneficial enough. Even if he didn't have the lowest prices, it would be worth it to pay a little bit more just to be able to work with him, especially since he's one of the only few authorized dealers with the US Mint currently still, as the US Mint cut off everyone else, banned everyone else from buying from them, but Andy still can. Huge stuff, guys. I'm not just saying this, I'm not just saying, this isn't just some random company, this is extremely beneficial to be working with them, to build a relationship with them. If you start making consistent purchases and get to know, Andy, and they see you guys buying consistently, like, that could take you very far where nobody else can. I always talk about finding a direct source. This is the direct source. This is where that Texas from that lady from Billionaire, that Texas billionaire, she spent $50 million with Andy. He filled the order in 2 days. 900,000 eagles, over 100,000 ounces in constitutional silver and gold. He filled that order in 2 days. Do you think any other person in the world could fill an order like that? No. No, he has connections, and he actually told me how he did it. It's incredible. He has connections. Amex couldn't even fill $1 million order. Nobody wants to pay $1 million with Amex or somewhere. It's companies like this. And remember, there's no minimum either. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let him know Silver Slayer sent you. Andy would love to hear it. He loves to hear when it's my audience that are coming over and starting to work with them. It actually does excite him. He's like, you got some new people coming in. I love it, and you guys are sending me reviews saying how great it is to work with them and how professional they are. I love to see that as well. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this new business relationship. Andy's been giving me opportunities of a lifetime, interviewing David Morgan. I was just on the Rich Dad radio show. YouTube channel has 2.5 million subscribers. It's incredible. But even more so, it's not about me. It's about me being able to to give you the opportunity to work with them. I think that's the most important part, and I genuinely mean that. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.